How is everyone doing today? It is not Saturday night. It is, Wednesday. This is a bonus stream brought to you by the fact that I didn't feel like waiting till Saturday to put this together. So I'm going to do it today. And I got a few hours before work, so I figure, hey, why not? Let's turn the stream on. Let's get the music going. So, today's stream is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. So, what are we doing today? I've got a CNC. It's not much to it right now. It's literally a bunch of parts. I've gone ahead and opened up the box already. I missed out. I didn't take the obligatory picture of the box on my shoulder, but it's kind of a good thing that I opened this up early, because I spent about 20 minutes yesterday deburring everything, blowing out metal chips. The kit was a mess. It's a $200 CNC machine. There's going to be QC issues. So anyways, I've got about an hour and a half before work. I've got a, I guess you can call this a manual. It's like 3 pages and it's in like Chinese. I don't think we'll be using this much. But let's build it. So for those that are unawares, this is a 3018 CNC. It's called a 3018 because the bed is 300 by 180, so 3018. You find that a lot with a lot of the cheap CNCs that you can find on like AliExpress or Banggood. This one's from Banggood. They sent it to me to do a video on. A lot of them are labeled by their bed size. That's what they use. So this one's a 3018. It's about the most common entry-level CNC out there. It's really an engraver. This is the whole Z assembly, for example. So this is your X carriage and Z assembly. So just to put in perspective, this is the entire spindle assembly, but this part right here is the fan. So really the motor is only like the part that's under this plastic here. This is the 500 watt spindle I'm using in Avro. So just to put it in perspective. So it's an engraver. It's not really a full on, you're not gonna be chucking any bits of P20 tool steel in this guy. But it should be good for learning CNC. I'm a manual guy. I know bridge ports, I know lathes, manual machining. I know nothing about CNC. I've never run a CNC. I've never really programmed a CNC. The closest thing to that was like the Analam controllers on the bridge ports in my shop class back in the day. So this is a learning tool. So yeah, you can do PCB milling. The thing with PCB milling though, JLC PCB is like $5 and a week away. And you get legit good PCBs. So also I don't design PCBs. So this is pretty much a learning tool. I went digging in my garage. I found a block of MDF. We might cut something today, we'll see. But we gotta build this thing first. So I've got everything out. I think I have everything here that I need. My desk is kind of a mess right now. But it came with this handy dandy box of screws and bits and bobbins. So let's get building this guy. Yeah, it came with V-bits. It comes with one. I have V-bits here, and then I actually also have these 3mm single flute end mills that I picked up. So I got 3mm and 2mm in ball, and these are single flute end mills, which are kind of what you want with these types of CNCs. So I guess let's see, what does it say start with? Look at that. Bakelite. We World War II plastics now. So I guess you start with the bed. So let's start with the bed. Now, actually, one thing I forgot to grab gloves, because I'm gonna have to, hey, I'll just wash my hands after. None of these bearings are greased. So I'm gonna have to actually grease these guys up. if I even have some. My room is a mess right now. It's either like clean and organize stuff or work on new projects, and I keep working on new projects. So for those that have never greased a linear bearing before, you basically do what it's called packing it with grease. Now these rods are 10mm rods. They come tapped on the end. I don't want to get gunk all in them, so I'm just going to put a random screw in it for now. Which cam software I prefer? Whatever one I decide to learn, because I don't know anything about it. Okay, that'll work. So, for those that are unawares, these bearings right here are linear bearings. These are 10mm rods, and LM10 you use everywhere. So, when you have your linear bearing, you got your rod, okay? So, say your bearing's going to run like this, okay? So, it's going to run like this, up and down. And this is like the motion of travel, okay? So you got your load on it here, and it's gonna be moving like this. What you really want is your bearings so that the ball traces are like this, okay? So this way, when it's in this position, right, and it's gonna be moving back and forth like this, it's riding on these two bottom raceways of bearings. These are pressed in here in whatever way they felt like it. So really, these should all be taken out and repressed in better, properly, but I don't got time for that right now. And this thing's probably going to be taken apart a bunch. So to pack a bearing, you basically just put a dollop of grease in each bearing. Okay. And then you take your rod, you put your finger over the one end, and you push the rod in, and you pack the bearing. And it makes an absolute mess. And I hope I don't. Oh, they're in the other room. Let me go grab them. But it makes an absolute mess, but what it does is it packs the grease into the actual ways of the bearing. So you should feel a bit of pressure as you push it in. Because this is actually pushing the grease into the ways of the bearing. Now, if I really wanted to get all technical, I should have, like, thrown these in the ultrasonic. But again, ain't nobody got time for that. Let me go get some paper towels. Yeah, normally you need to clean them, but ain't nobody got time for that today. Where are my paper towels? There they are. It's only grease, it ain't gonna hurt you. This is PTFE grease, it's food safe. So, I'm not too concerned. I would normally wear gloves, but they're upstairs. I gotta bring more down here. Yeah, this is the easiest way to pack bearings, is literally just shove a rod in them. Okay, so we need our front plates. That's the rear plate. That's the front plate. Yes, Alex, I didn't feel like waiting. Plus, this Thursday, or this Saturday for the stream, we might go round 3. Because they sent me a new one. So we'll see. So this is really simple. So you got 20/40s on each side. And then I got different length rods here. So I'm assuming the short ones. Yep. So those would go there. Now, on the Y carriages here for the bearings, you see this hole's offset? You want it like that so that they sit inwards. Otherwise, you're going to lose some Z or Y travel, apparently. Somebody let me know about this because they did it. They built the whole thing like this, and they lost Y travel. So it's supposed to be like this, apparently. This should not take long to build. Apparently this is about an hour build. Yeah, that's why I'm doing the stream today. I know I usually can't do a weekend daytime stream just because that's family time. So I try to do one on the weekends or during the week every now and then for the Euro folks. M516. I'm assuming they're these guys. So these actually have little indents for the rods to sit in to locate them. So that's good. Why not MPCNC? Because I want to be able, for one, this was sent to me. Okay, this is a item sent to me for testing and evaluation and review. So I didn't pay for it. Plus, I am building my own CNC. I'm in the design process of that. So I basically wanted something cheap and entry level that I could use to learn and play around with, get my, feet wet in CNC. And then also, I want something that is small enough that I could just kind of move it around. The MP CNC, you got to bolt it to a desk or a frame or something. Like it's not really easily portable. Whereas this is. So that's pretty much why. It mostly came down to needs. So actually, let me loosen these so I have a little bit of room to get these in. I'm hoping I don't have to re-tap any of these. Should make an MDF relief with a benchy on it. Well, it has some like demo G code, so I'll probably run that if I do get it cutting today. Here's another reason I'm building this today. For those that don't know, my normal stream time is around, 8 p.m. on Saturdays. So the problem with that is 8 p.m. on Saturdays is that time because that's after I put my kid to bed. And I'm in the basement. His room is like right up there. So if I start, whirring away with the CNC machine at 10 o'clock at night, he probably won't take too kindly to that. So the CNC stuff will be either daytime streams or videos. So. There's really nothing that I can kind of do to make sure this is perfectly square. Let me get rid of this. This is uneven. Making it harder. This desk is not flat. 7 p.m. in Germany already? Wow. Yeah, time zones. Yeah, it is 2 o'clock here right now. Hello, Tater. I will say this Bakelite actually does feel a lot more rigid than I thought it would. A soundproof enclosure. I'm just going to put this in my garage. I'm just going to run it out in the garage. Plus, I don't want to deal with like dust and whatnot in here. Nothing says like asshole neighbor like sinking a rough cut inserted face cutter into a block of steel at 1 a.m. That's okay. I got a house down the street where they all got their car people. So you hear the cars going at night or early in the morning or whatever. Okay. This is totally... That is not square at all. It's okay, we'll make it work later. Like, I'll bring this upstairs and put it on like something flat, because my desk here is not flat. Good enough. Okay. So we have more screws. M5 16. Yep, again. The big T nuts. I think this is the one. Yeah. Yeah, because that would be too short. Yeah. Okay. So this is... Do I have a spare mic 6 slab? No, I do not. So this does have anti-backlash, like a spring assembly, but it's not the right way to do it. It's basically a super janky way of doing it. I am looking to try and find like a surface plate for the garage. Once I start, like when I go to actually build Avro, that thing will need a proper flat surface to build it on. Right now, what I use is, I got an induction oven and it's got a glass top on it. And that's what I use. That's like the flattest thing in my house right now. This motor's the same. Oh, these are baby motors. Baby motors. Avro is the little CNC, well, not little, but it's a CNC I'm designing right now. So we got rigid couplers for our motor to lead screw. The problem is, remember, I live in Canada, so a lot of times the stuff that's easy to get and cheap in the US, I cannot have. M314. Das Boot eventually. I gotta clean. My garage is an absolute mess right now, and I live in Canada, and it's not insulated. Maybe during the summer, we'll see. So I'm not really tightening this up too much right now. This is kind of loose because this is a fixed end. This has play in it, right? So I don't want to snug this up too tight until I find out where home is for this. So once I get the bed on, I'll move the bed all the way to the back, and then I'll tighten the motor, because that will be where the motor sits, or where it needs to be. Any updates on the LGX? I've been printing stuff with it for the past few days. It's working awesome. I've had zero issues with it, other than the fact that I had a slicer setting wrong for the first like couple prints. And I'm like, why the heck is it under extruded? And I'm like, oh wait, I didn't set that right. But that's that's not an extruded problem, that's a me problem. But yeah, the LGX is working flawlessly. Hello, Germans. Okay, that works. So now I have more big T-nuts. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the big T-nuts. That's the bed. Is my bonsai's 12 volt because I built it using spare parts and I had spare 12 volt parts. Actually, you probably see it better on this camera. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. My hands still have grease on them, so everything I touch gets covered in dog hair if it touches the ground. Hello from Brazil, wow. Well, it's roughly the same time zone, I think. Do you think the LGX will be a must-have? I don't think so. Like I've got a few prints here. Like I'm gonna do a video on it. Don't worry. So I will make like a video on it itself. Or actually, am I using the wrong size screw here? Size screw am I supposed to? M316. Oakman, 10 euro. Thank you, appreciate it. No, I am using them. Oh, I'm using the wrong ones. Crud. Crud. There we go. Yeah, don't forget to like that smash button and all that other YouTube stuff. Okay, so I got the T-nuts now. I hate T-nuts. I really hate T-nuts. But that's what this uses. How do the views counts compare? I don't even know. How many views do I got? 240, right? Dang. I don't know. It's hard to say because every stream that I do lately is like more than the last. Like especially when Stefan gave me the shout out, or Stefan, CNC Kitchen, gave me the shout out in his video the other day. Like, my numbers have been kind of not normal since then. So, which I guess this is the 10,000 subscriber special video, I guess, daytime stream. Yeah, stepper. Okay, so Elite Machine Work has a good point. So systems like this, where the stepper motor is attached directly to the lead screw, is actually not good. Lead screws are not meant to be a structural item, or correction, using your stepper motor in an assembly is not supposed to be a structural item. That's why when you look at like CNCs and whatnot, the stepper motors are usually attached either through a I know I got them in here. You usually see the lead screw attached to a rigid mount, such as a pillow block, something like one of these. So your lead screws would normally be fixed by these guys on both ends. That keeps the lead screw from moving. Because on cheap NEMA 17s, like for example, this guy here, this is the good old Creality one. Focus. It's hard to see, but you can see how the drive shaft, when you push on it, moves because it's just held in there with regular bearings and then some springs to kind of keep it in location. So what happens is it moves. So if you have your lead screw directly attached to stuff on a 3D printer, you may not have an issue because there's no forces, but you're cutting on a CNC and it's going to push back. And what happens is your whole system shimmies. It's not perfectly rigid. So you get around that by either having the lead screw captured in place. That's why ball screws, like when you buy ball screws, on a ball screw, you have a block on each end. This one doesn't have one, but you have a block on each end. So when you drive this, this moves without moving. So you transfer the motion without this shifting around. So that's one of the downsides to a setup like this. You will never get proper like backlash free motion out of this. And I am totally just eyeballing the bed. Any advantages to using a ball screw on a 3D printer? Not really. Some people like them for the Z. The thing is, like, I don't know. I think they're massive overkill and waste on 3D printers because 3D printers don't have any forces on the tool head. On your Z axis, which is what most times you see lead screws used in, you have gravity to be your anti-backlash because the weight of the bed or the weight of the gantry is constantly pushing it down. Yeah, a lot of cheap China ball screw mounts don't have the, what are they? They're the type of bearing that, conical bearing? I can't remember what it's called. It's a bearing that basically is designed to take axial loads. Because like your standard, you know, your standard 608 bearing is really meant to take loads like this, not pushing against it from the side. They're not meant to handle that. Blue Ball 96. €10. Thank you. Appreciate it. One of the best, if not the best, 3D printing channels on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream today. Thrust bearing. That's what it's called. Okay. So we still got a little bit of rock. Let me see if I can crack everything loose and see if it'll find a home. There we go. Like I'm using, like for Avro, I'm using just cheap China ball screws. I'm hoping the rails kind of remove any weeble wobble. Because good ball screws are expensive. Like that one that I have there is a THK one, and it would cost more than, like that whole thing new is like more than a whole Voron. But it's scrap, that's why I got it. Okay, so it should move pretty well. Yeah, it moves. So what I'm going to do is move it up a bit and tighten those. Okay. I got a voicemail. I'll deal with that later. Okay, so we got that together. And now it says to put one side on. This. Wow, that camera is really dark, eh? Oh, T-nuts. I hate T-nuts. You know what? What do we say to hammerheads? Not today. I've got better. I'm using better. Hello from Russia. Hello! These are, they might fit. Yeah, they'll work. So it comes with hammerheads. I'm not dealing with hammerheads here. As a wise sage once said, ain't nobody got time for that. Sensible time? All my streams are at a sensible time. Just gotta live in the right time zone. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, 46.5 millimeters back. Okay. I guess that's 46.5. Okay. Line that up with the bottom. I do have a vernier. It's a $200 CNC, guys. I don't think I need to go, you know, bring my Mitutoyo calipers from work home for this. Okay, now it says to put the other stuff on. And I guess it just kind of holds there. So this actually doesn't have as much flex as I thought it would. It's actually, you know what? I give it points for being stable enough. Power screwdriver. This is my power. Okay, I gotta grease this guy up. Fabian, I did that just for you. I want to make sure people were paying attention. Uh, 3 a.m. sleep. 5,000, whatever that is. I'm not sure. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. Discovered Clipper a few days ago. Thanks to you and Stefan. I put on my CR10 Max and Prince 24/7 quality and speed went from decent enough to actually impressive. Also pressure advance and input shaper for the win. Yes. Clipper is great for breathing life into old machines. I wish Clipper ran CNCs. I'd put Clipper on this thing in a heartbeat. Unfortunately, I'm stuck with, like, Gerbil. Be all, what year is this? Yeah, I don't like using oil. I like grease on my rails. It's a little bit thicker, but it lasts a lot longer. That's one of the things I'm going to be looking into with this, is other firmwares and whatnot. I need to figure out something to run on for Avro when I get it. So we'll see. I do have boards that are RepRap firmware compatible, so I might run RepRap on here. We'll see. We shall see. For now, it's going to run whatever it came with. You can run Marlin on a CNC. I think the MP CNC runs Marlin. Glad they helped, Morton. Okay, motor number 2. Well, here's the thing. Clipper can't do CNC. Clipper is written from the ground up as a like 3D printer firmware. So if you try to feed it full on G code, like CNC, like a .nc file, it won't know what the heck to do, unfortunately. It just cannot speak that language. A lot of the way like CNC G code is written, remember, 3D printer G code is not really CNC G code. It's a lot of it's borrowed from CNC G code, but if you tell it, you know, G18, G2 this, it doesn't know what the heck's going on. So it's kind of like a, if you were to feed, like, it wouldn't know. Like, it can't run a spindle. The switch wire has an SKR 1.3. I had to use a 5-stepper board because I run 2 extruders on it. Should have put the motor on first. Oh, I would love to put Clipper on here. But unfortunately, that ain't going to happen because as little as I know about actual CNC, I know less about programming. So it's kind of a tortoise and the hare situation. Because Clipper and its ability to, like, you know, have an accelerometer would be super awesome for these, especially these machines that aren't the greatest in terms of, like, rigidity. So if you could do an input shaper tune on your, you know, your cheap little CNC and cancel out the vibrations, it'd be great. Yeah, like, for example, CNC G-code. Like, if you go load up some G-code file, right? Go slice a Benji and go look at the G-code. At the front of every move is a G1, okay? Because CNC G-code, or correction, 3D printer G-code is designed for very basic machines. It's designed for, like, the 8-bit, 16 hertz Atmel processors. So you have to tell it every line what it's doing, because it's like a goldfish. It just forgets, okay? A CNC machine, you just tell it, hey, you're doing travel moves now, and you can just give it XY coordinates line by line, and it just does it. You don't have to remind it, oh, hey, you need to be doing this every line. So. Put that on, don't knock any of the balls out. There, put that in there. And I know I'm not Loctiting these set screws yet. I will. Not right now. I'm just trying to... because I'm probably going to be taking a lot of this apart. Okay. So that's on, that's on, that's on, that's on. Put the other side on. Oh yeah, I would love to put, like, you're right, Machine Works. I would love to put Clipper on here, but as I said, maybe somebody will work on it in a couple years. I'm sure it won't be like an overnight thing. You can't just load up, you know, what, Python sudo add CNC, add burr mode instead of print mode. Correct, Dang, but the problem is when you spit out an NC file, it doesn't have it every line. So if you were to feed it to, like, Clipper, it wouldn't know what to do with it. It didn't give me enough screws. Aw. Wait, maybe they did. I don't know. All these screws are the same, I think. No, that ain't right. They did give me the wrong screws. Or not enough screws. M516s. Oh well. It's one screw short. That's gonna be fun. Actually, I'm gonna have to move these around by hand probably. Kyle, $5. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, love the channel. How do you test whether or not a board is dead? My 4.2.7 board is screaming bloody murder, and I can't get the firmware to install right now. I don't have a lot of experience with the Creality boards, but odds are if it's screaming bloody murder and not listening to you, it may be broken. Yeah, good enough. Yeah, you can't drill with these machines. There's a whole, I could spend a whole like stream talking about like the difference between a CNC machine and a 3D printer. There's just so much that just doesn't overlap. Catlina, $5. Thank you, appreciate it. Can Clipper eliminate retractions with properly tuned linear advance with, say, PETG? You're always going to have retractions because you're always going to have to relieve the pressure on the nozzle to so you don't have oozing. Should add closed loop steppers to this thing. I don't have closed loop steppers. I think they're kind of a waste, especially on 3D printers. On a CNC though, that's a whole different game. And they're open game, fair game on these kind of machines. Because, you know, there's actually stuff impacting stuff and pushing on stuff. So it actually does make sense to have closed loop steppers on a CNC. That's like proper, like real CNC machines use servos. They use closed loop servos. Why aren't there many Voron V1s being built? I'm building one. I had more stuff show up today. I got my drivers. But the V2 shinier. That's why. Okay. There we go. It's built. Tighten up the motor screws. Yeah, there really isn't much to these machines. Like, think about it. It's 3 motors and a spindle. There's no end stops. This does not have end stops. Okay, electronics time. Let me some of this grease off my hands. Oh, that's where all the cuts are. Okay, so this is the controller board. This is what we're working with. A4988s. It's gonna make some noise. How's this even it? Do I have pictures of it attached? No. Oh, okay, that's nicely ghetto. It is okay. So that goes through these. Damn it. Is there a silent board upgrade? There's really no point, and you'll find out as soon as I turn it on. You know what? When it comes to magic smoke, if anything's going to make magic smoke, it's going to be this guy. Why not 3D printing case? Because this is what it came with. Silent port for CNC. It's really quiet in between the plunge cuts. Okay, so with the standoffs, like these are the only M3 screws I got. I got no others. I can't put it against, unless it's just supposed to be, you know what? Let's just go with 2. Let's go with 2 right in the middle. Yeah, we'll just go with 2 right in the middle. Do I have plans for upgrading? Yes. I am going to try and actually upgrade this to the point where I can get it printing. Oh, I can't even use that because it... No, I can't even use that. This doesn't work. You're supposed to attach this to the back, but everything sticks out too much to do that. And if I use, you know what, I'll just use, let me see, how much room? Do I have room for a button head? I might not even have room for a button head. I do. Okay, we're going with button heads. No, I got it. We're good. We're good. This might be too long. Yeah, those are too long. There we go. Okay, so we got our spindle. Okay, that's hooked up. Are these all the same length? Yeah. Okay, we got our Z motor. Our Y motor. And our X motor. Oh, I forgot. I have to put the itty bitty heat sinks on this. I'm sure it'll be super important. Now, I have no idea what motor currents this is running at or anything like that. This is literally just... Okay, that's it. We're done. It's built. What is that? 47 minutes, roughly. I got a little baggie here of clamps. But let's connect it to a computer. Let's plug it on, actually. So... Got my power brick here. This is the this is the power source. This is the lightest power brick I have ever had the pleasure of using. So, what I'm going to do right now, though, I am installing the driver for this. So if the computer crashes, just blame Chinese spyware. Okay, so install. Okay. So if I start praising Winnie the Pooh, it's the drivers from this guy. Well, this doesn't run Creality software, so I think we're okay. Okay, so let me give it some power. It's on. Plug it into my computer. So I do have a little LED on the back. So we do got power. It's a TS100. So I should be able to now load up Gerbil control. Status connect service. So it looks like we're connected. Ah, okay, so we're not moving. So let me see here. $12 volt, 5 volt, 24 volt. I've never run this before. Like, according to this, like I should just connect. Okay, refresh, okay. So status should be idle. Okay, so we may not be connected. No. Oh, idle. Ooh, it moves. Okay. Hey! Okay, let's cut something. We've got like 10 minutes. Put a V-wheel in this. Let's put a V thingy in here. This sure ain't a boron build. Nope. Can I turn the spindle on? So that's the noise. That's at 2,000 RPM. It goes up to 12. There's 10,000. Okay, I guess it's like an on and off thing. I don't know. Get my clamps. Oh my god, these are horrible. These are not how you do clamps, guys, but whatever. MDF. That won't even fit. Smaller MDF. This might not even fit either. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Oh, you know what? Double-sided tape. So let me... MDF too strong, try paper. Whenever you're using double-sided tape, wipe it down. Like, you don't want any residues. The steppers are crying. Nope, that is how they sound. Oh, this double-sided tape doesn't want to stick to this at all. If it goes flying, it goes flying. It goes flying, it goes flying. Okay, so for those that don't know how a CNC works, God, that sounds horrible. You basically manually home it to wherever 0 is. And then you tell it that's 0, and then begin. Okay. So, 0xy, there you go. Okay. So, if I had end stops on this machine, it would have machine coordinates of wherever 0, 0, 0 is. So what that means is, say you were doing something repeatedly, you can home your whole machine, and then you would pick up your workpiece, and then if you're using like a jig, you could just punch in the work coordinates and then rehome your work coordinates there. But we have some test G code here. I don't know what any of this is. I can cut that. Let's just do test, because we don't have a lot of time. How do I send this? Open? No, that ain't it. Where's the cut button? Send. Oh, pause, abort. That ain't it. Reset that. Let's try something different. Open. Oh, what's everyone saying? And before broken bit. Hey, that looks cool. So there's our 0. So that should be okay there. So I should be able to just hit... Actually, let me... Yeah, so I've homed. That's all homed. So I should just be able to... Okay, there we go. It's doing something. Okay, that ain't right. That ain't right. Abort. So go up. Okay, so it's starting there, which isn't my 0. Reset. So let me... Nope, wrong way. Okay, that'll work. So let me drop that down. Okay. Send. Oh, I didn't rehome it. Abort. Oops. Rehome XY, okay. That looks... Okay, rehome all that. Okay, that's all homed. Reset. Send. There we go. I don't know if it gives me a time estimate. Camera is blurry. It's not a lot. Here, let me bring a light in here. I wish I had a little brush. Oh, you're right. The Y is backwards, Andre. Yeah, the Y is backwards. Yeah, Y is backwards. We're going the wrong way. Okay, how do I invert? What am I going to name it? Crappy Cutty Machiny Thingy. My Y is backwards. How do I... I'll just switch everything. 1 second. I don't have a power button. So I just unplug it, I guess. So if my Y is backwards... Or actually, no, my Y was right, because I was telling it to go the right direction, right? Maybe that's wrong? I don't know. There is no printer CFG. The whole stream is blurry. Yeah, it's a crappy webcam, isn't focusing on it. XY flip. No, the XY is fine. It's just moving the wrong direction. Let's see here. Yeah, I gotta flip these. So what do we got? We got blue, red, green, black. There we go. There we go. That makes more sense. Okay, so home that, reset. Wait, abort. Why is the spindle going? There we go. That is a JST connector. Okay, so now it's doing its thing. I'll let it go for like 10 minutes, but I wish I had rubber pads because this has no anti-vibration. 1 second. Let me go digging. I know I have. Oh, I threw it all out. I was cleaning. Nope, that ain't it. That ain't it. Nope. Oh, I wish I had a little brush. I have a vacuum, but I don't want to turn the vacuum on. Let me, noise suppression. There we go. I've got a roll of TPU. I could print feet. I do have stuff upstairs. Like, I could just go upstairs and get something. Wow, it's like barely scratching the surface. Oh well. Shane, I have no idea yet. The thing is, it's a CNC. You don't really... Well, you can print little things for it, but in reality, you should be, like, machining stuff. Like, I have... Delrin. Like, this is Delrin. This is hard Delrin plastic. I'm going to try machining on this at some point. But that's what we're cutting right now, using a V-bit. I think it's only like a scratch cut. Like, it's only 1 layer deep. So... I should have actually marked this up with a marker, so when it cut through, like, you would actually see it better. Because right now, actually acrylic. This would actually be really good on acrylic. I might run this on a. I can't. I can't run this at night. For Toasty Boy. Well, okay, Avro will be after Toasty Boy. Avro is going to be like an ongoing project for a while. Like, it won't be that. And then this guy, I don't know. It'll be a while before this guy can machine aluminum. Yeah, I could do work holding. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm wearing noise canceling headphones right now, so ooh. Okay, I'm gonna be back in a second actually. Or polycarbonate. I got polycarbonate. I'm gonna be back in a second. I want to see how loud this is upstairs. And then I'm going to get some little rubber feeds for this. So I'll be back in a minute. Enjoy this doing its thing. And enjoy the tune. I muted the wrong thing. You know what? This might be okay to run at night. So I might do some stuff on here on the stream on Saturday, then we'll see. But the room above here, I can't hear this running. That actually ain't too bad. New stuff for Toasty Boy arrived? Yeah, I got some drivers showed up and some other things. The big thing is I'm waiting on the frame. And unfortunately, it's the... Well, it's not unfortunately, it's awesome. But it's the LDO frame. And I gotta wait for that to ship in. And it hasn't arrived in the country yet, so... Hey, Zarin, you got about maybe 5-10 minutes left before I gotta go to work. I found some furniture foamy things to put underneath this. Red, yes. Oh, that's so much nicer with the vibration. Okay. What's your end mill collet plans for the 3018 Avro? This is just a 1/8 collet. Yeah, this is just a 1/8 collet. And, why did it do that move? I don't know. It's only a 1/8 collet, and it's ER11. Toasty Boy, or correction, Avro is ER16, so it uses bigger collets. Yes, LDO taps and cuts everything, and the thing with LDO is they actually machine everything and then anodize it. So the end cuts are actually anodized. What is Avro going to be? Avro is a CNC. Let me load up Fusion. So just so you know, we got 10 minutes left before I gotta head to work. I don't think this will finish, but... See how bad it's vibrating? Oh yeah, it vibrates. I guarantee you the run out on here is not good. Like, just doing it by hand, I was measuring like a thou of run out almost. Why Misumi? Because for the longest time, Misumi was your only real option. We just haven't changed it. Plus, we don't recommend like single source suppliers. Misumi is like like recommending something from Misumi is the same as like recommending it from like Bolt Depot or Granger or McMaster Car. No, I need the 1.8 frame. I'm building it. Yeah, this is Avro. This is the CNC I'm designing. This will be summer into fall project, probably. It's just something to learn CAD with. But yeah, this is vibrating a lot, but unfortunately there's really not much I can do. It's pretty much the spindle itself is vibrating. So this will all be cable managed up, make it look pretty at some point. Is this beefy enough for a VFD spindle? When do the feds cancel that project? Hopefully not. Can you fix the run out? Usually not. Push the feed rate. Okay, let's go to 150. We're going to push 150% on the feed rate. This is where we're at the moment. When is the next build stream? Well, I do every Saturday night I do a stream. But in terms of like a full-on Voron build, it's whenever I get enough stuff in for the V1 to start that build. So, a few things I can already notice on here. The acrylic is actually not as bad as I thought it would be. I'm blocking the light. The acrylic is not as bad as I thought it would be. In terms of like rigidity. It's the spindle itself is probably one of the biggest weak points on here. And there's really not much I can do about that. I could engrave an extrusion. I might try that. No, I do not have 3-phase. Regular residential, nothing fancy. So yeah, so here's the thing with this. There are upgrades for off the shelf, okay? Let me pull up Amazon here. So this spindle right here is like a 12,000 RPM cheapo Filippo special. This spindle right here is a direct upgrade, and it's 24 volts. It's 20,000 RPM. But I don't know if it's any actual better. That's the problem. Because the problem is, it's like you either have these little 775 motors that are like 43 diameter, or you go up to like the 500 watt guys, which are kind of a big size difference between the two. So that's one thing I was running into when I was trying to, figure out an upgrade path for this guy, is the fact there really isn't a lot of good, cheap, good small spindles. Like, it's just one of those things that does not really exist, unfortunately, especially when you're trying to, like, buy stuff off, So that spindle right there, this one right here is drop-in replacement. It literally drops right in, okay? So it's 35 bucks. I might grab it, but I don't know if it's worth, because honestly, the spindle, this is what the spindle is. It's this with a collet on the end. This is all they are. Like, it's a 775 motor. Like, there is absolutely nothing fancy to these things. Like, it's not really a spindle as much as a DC motor with some stuff attached to it. So, yeah, I can put a Dremel on it, but I don't want to do that. Blue Bowl, it's a personal project. Well, here's the thing. A lot of like the desktop CNCs use a brushless DC motor from like a hobby brushless DC motor, and then they use it belt drive to a separate spindle. The problem is a lot of brushless DC motors are not designed for long continuous use and side loading, so it doesn't really last too long. Yeah, I know I can upgrade. Here's the thing. I've already been toying around with ideas for upgrades for this guy. Let me pull it up here. It's still like early work in progress because I want you don't go and fully design something until you like know what you're upgrading. Like you should always spend time with something before you start trying to mod it. But at the moment, this is what I've been working on. So we've upgraded. Instead of just 2020, it's 2040, MGM 12. That's MGM 12. Still got the lead screw. And then this is the actual same spindle that I'm using on Avro. 55 millimeter, 500 watt. So that's the current work in progress point. So, I have been toying with ideas. Fortunately, I gotta go to work in like 2 minutes. Gonna be late for work, I know. Well, here's the good thing with CNC. You ready? You ready? Oh, it won't let me turn the spindle off. Crud. Okay. Usually it remembers, like if you just abort it, everything stays where it's at. So I should be able to just turn the spindle back on and then hit send. Ah, no, it'll start over from the beginning. Oh well, abort. So, up. Oh, I was already up all the way. Wow, you do not have a lot of Z on this guy. Let's take a look here. So that's actually not too bad, honestly. So what I'll do is actually tonight after work, because I am not running this lights out. I'll come home tonight, I'll set this back up and I'll run this again and we'll see how it comes out. So I hope you enjoyed this little distraction of a stream tonight.